Hello, my name is Cash, and I'll be reading some chapters out of my book. My book name is Cash, The Source of Hip Hop Beginnings. This is the name of the book. This is the book cover. All right, those of y'all that might want to order it, this is where you can order it from. This is P.O. Box 1617, Bronx, New York, 104th, 51st. This is where you can order from. All right, or y'all can go online and Gmail me at jeffreythigpen01@gmail.com. And y'all can email me and y'all can send it on your app. If you got Cash App, you can send the money, $20, all right, and $2 for shipping and handling. Cash App to Jeffrey, Cash $, J Thiggs, as in J, capital J, capital T, HIGGS. All right, that's J Thiggs. All right, that's the Cash App. All right, it's $20 a book plus $2, so that's $22. So that's the book. I'm gonna read a few chapters out here. I'm one of the founding fathers of the culture. We can really put a stop to all this other nonsense. These brothers out here getting all this money off people that they never been about, never knew, even know we talk about it. So now it's time for y'all to have the Book of Genesis. This is the only book that you're gonna find out there that got the facts, uncut and raw. Trust me when I tell you. My name's Cash. Anybody got a problem with that, they come see me. And there those that know. For right now, we're gonna start one of the first chapters. I'm gonna review this few chapters. I'm gonna try to give you all the 3 or 4 chapters. Probably break it down, something like that. Let's go to here first chapter, right? Riches influence the self-esteem. The year is 1974, and the place is off the park in the bar of the Bronx in New York City. Big Lele, a local DJ, has bootlegged some electricity from one of the park's lamp poles for his DJ equipment. He's getting ready to move the crowd. The B-boys are ready to dance against each other as well as get their hustle on. All the street vendors are ready and all around the way girls are out and looking good. This crowd are the youth of the Bronx, poor, and they are in control of their own destiny, making up their own rules as they go along. These are the babies of the 1960s, and they are willing to live life at its fullest by any means necessary. Nobody in that area would have ever dreamt that their lifestyle, their free independent spirit, and their entrepreneurial attitude would be the foundation that would revolutionize a whole new generation of movers and shakers throughout the world. So much so that collectively, the world would see their generation as a nation within itself. Later on, these new movers and shakers will be called the founders of the hip-hop generation, and the traditional way of doing business with the poor and disadvantaged will never be the same again. That's a quote from me, Cash, founding father. I'm known to other founders of the hip-hop culture as Jeff or Cash. I wrote this book because I am basically saddened about the stories I have been hearing, reading, or seeing about how hip-hop began, or how some people are given undue credit for the creation of the hip-hop culture. People tell stories about rappers, graffiti artists, and sometimes break dancers, clothes designers, drug dealers, or DJs, and they think by telling these individual stories about a person or two, that they are actually telling you about the creation of hip-hop culture. The problem with these stories is that these stories talk about these categories as individual parts that stand out on their own. And can give credit to the founders of the hip-hop culture. However, these stories don't tell you about the true creation of the culture or about any of the founding fathers and mothers of the culture. They tell you stories about people who fell into different categories that they believed that were part of a hip-hop culture, which made those they talk about part of the total culture, which wasn't true. The truth is that the founding fathers and mothers of the hip-hop culture knew that these were the individual characters that made the culture. Which was sold to you by someone outside of the circle, the inner circle at that. The culture's founders knew that hip-hop wasn't a category but an individual lifestyle and character. To be a part of our culture, you were all these things combined: clothes designers, drug dealers, stick-up kids, gangsters, breakdancers, crowd hypers, which y'all consider rappers or DJs, graffiti artists, pickpockets, boosters, ex-gang members, you know what I'm saying, and hustlers. Any person who fell into just one or two of these different categories were just wannabes trying to be us. And that's facts. Now, as sad as this may sound to you, I truly believe if I don't get the facts to you as they were back then what the last person alive today who was born to live in New York City from the late 50s and early 60s and dies off, then the real hip hop generation, second here, then the real hip hop generation would be dead, and what this world would be left with are the wannabes, and what the wannabes will become is anyone's guess. I wrote this book to try to ensure that the next generation gets the facts right, nothing more, nothing less. Because the beginning of the hip hop culture was a beautiful thing, and the truth needs to be told for generations after generation, especially to those who are taking it to the next level. Once I started writing this book, I had some people tell me that in writing this book, that I might set the culture back a few years. I'm not telling you what I was told to everyone else who believes that. In order for the world to know what true progress the culture has made, they will have to first know from which it came. The hip hop culture did not start with rap or the crack drug game. So to judge the culture's progress based only on that lifestyle, you have a very wrong misunderstanding about the way we were. Now you will see the progress of today's hip hop culture for what it truly is, progress. The best way to claim allowance to the hip hop culture is to be able to tell the facts the way they were and not just try to be a rapper or clothes designer and think that you are representing the hip hop culture, because you're not. When you're not able to give the founding fathers and mother they just do, then that makes your whole claim to the allowance of the culture a joke.